Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunclive. We are a career development agency. My name is Ritu Pandey, and today I'm here to present about how to address the gaps in our resume. So I'll start the screen share now. Okay, so when we are looking into how to address gaps in our resume, I'll first cover a small brief about what a resume is. So according to the online Cambridge Dictionary, a resume is a short description of your education, your qualification, your previous jobs, and sometimes also your personal interest that you need to send to an employer when you're trying to get a job. Now, it is necessary when you're looking for a job. A resume is, of course, necessary, but it is always a good practice to keep your resume updated, even if you're not looking for a job. In case you're already in a job, and if someone asks you, or if there is another employer or a good opportunity where you can send your resume, if you have an updated resume, you can do it immediately. So always keep your resume updated, which is a good practice. Now, I would not go into a lot of detail about what a resume is. We all know what a resume is and what a CV is. So, but today we are going to look into how to address gaps in a resume. We have either a short gap or probably a gap of 1 year or a 2 year. And at times we don't know how to mention the gap in our resume. We also at times become depressed, thinking if we put this gap in the resume, it might show bad on us. So let us not become negative. Let us be positive and let us see how we can address these gaps in the resume so that the employer also does not misunderstand us. Now, going into the main section about how to address gaps in our resume. So the first case is you can make the gap a history. Suppose you have been working for a very long time and the gap was years back. For example, in this case, you can see that the person has completed their education in May 2012 and the person has started working as a trainee only in June 2014. So we see a gap of 2 years now, but we also see that the person has gone ahead and has mentioned other work experiences over it, like, this trainee, then this web developer and e-com executive, May 2015, then e-com specialist in the year June 2018. So we see that this gap of 2 years has not affected the person. Instead, the person has mentioned other work experiences over it. So here, the gap becomes a history. So you can do something like this if the gap is a very, very old one or has happened long time back. But you have to see that after that, you have to show in your resume that there is no gap and you have worked continuously. Now, let us see the next case. In the second case, say you have worked for many, many years, and but recently, due to some reason, you have taken off from work. So what do you do? You can mention it as a break period. Uh, See, for example, in this case, the person has taken off recently, Jan 2021 to present. The person has taken off. So the person has mentioned it as time off or break. And the person has also given the reason that he or she has taken a short break and they are spending their time with the family. At times when you're working for a very long time and you have not been able to give enough time to your family, you might take a short break, and you might want to give that time to your family. But it is also important to know how much time and how long. See, for example, now Jan 2021 to present, this is a long time. It is for about 6 months. If it is a vacation of 10 days or 15 days, it is a different thing. But this gap is for 6 months. So 6 or 7 months, what the person has been doing. So apart from spending time with the family, the person also writes that the person was setting up his or her agency. So when you're taking a break, where you say you have to spend time with your family, you should also show what other things you were doing, like setting up the agency. And then when you mention that you're setting up an agency, you can also write what that agency was. For example, it was for marketing, or it was for share trading, financial agency, or any such agency. And what was your role in that agency? What did you do? Like you contacted customers, gave them knowledge about how to trade in shares, or gave them tips about what to do when the share is really high, whether to go and buy, whether to sell, what to do. Those kind of things you can mention. You can give a short description. Or now a second case we can see, suppose the person has taken a break because he or she wanted to take up an internship program. Now this internship program might be something which is really helpful for the person in his or her career. So he can say, or she can say, that they have taken this break for the internship program, and then they are learning what are the points they are learning. Also, the projects they have prepared in this internship. For example, if it's a digital marketing program, then they have done certain YouTube videos, or they have done certain hands-on projects like designing or developing a website. So what projects have they done? They can mention those things here, which will really help. And then let us see the third case. So now in this case, you're a fresher, but and you're looking for a job. But unfortunately, you did not realize the time, and it has been a year or probably more than a year since you have been looking for a job. And suddenly you realize that it has been a long time and you have not been doing anything else. In this case, what I suggest is immediately as you realize, you take up an internship, you take up a project, or you start working for an NGO. Now, the pay might be very low, or you might even have to work for free. For example, for an NGO, they need your time and they might not be able to pay you. But it is okay, go ahead and work for them. You can write in your experience or in the description that you have worked for this particular NGO, you have taken classes for about 10 students, you have taught them mathematics, or you have taught them science, or you have taught them some extra skill like pottery or basket weaving, something in which you are good and which can add value for the NGO. Or as I said, you can take up an internship or some project. So now let us take the next case. You can also mention the gap like a job. Now, if you see this person, the person is working from June 2020. But before that, May 2018 to May 2020, this person was full-time engaged with the son's education. So this person is mentioning the gap, like a job. And then this person also goes ahead and describes that his son was giving the board exam, and so his son needed his attention and help. So this person had to guide the son for selecting the degree, and so on and so forth. So you can mention the gap like a job, and you can also describe what you were doing. In case of emergency, where you have had to take care of a relative, and because of which you have taken a break, you can mention even that. You can say your parent or your relative was sick and hospitalized, and when they came back, you had to take full care of them. What and all you did, like you had to give them medicines, you had to alert the doctor when required. So you can mention even these things, because these things are also skills, and these things also show that you have had so much patience. You have, taken care of a relative full time who was sick, which is also appreciable actually. Apart from that, if you've had time, you have if you have taken any tuitions, part-time tuitions, or if you have, taken up a particular course, say daytime you're taking care of this person, but in the evenings, late evenings, or in the night, you have time to take up some course, and you have done some course, so you can mention all those things as well. And then before that, whatever jobs you have done, your previous work experience, you can continue to mention that. Now, taking the next case. So suppose you have taken a gap, as stated earlier, you have worked on yourself. So this gap, you can mention it like, personal development or self-development or some kind of education. And if you have got a certification, you should mention the certification also. This is necessary because sometimes when you're working, you don't have time to develop your skills. And as things change, as technology changes, there might be certain skills which are necessary for you to grow, but you are not able to give the time to learn that skill. So in that case, you might resign your job, and you might take up some personal development course or a skill development course. But it is important that you mention that you have taken up this course, and what you have learned in that course, and also about the certification. And if you worked on a platform, you have to mention the platform. Apart from that, you can also say why you took up this course and how this course will help you in your future, how it can even help the organization which can hire you. And of course, before that, all your previous work experiences you can list. And in the next case, suppose say you have lost your job because of a pandemic, like how it is now. There are many who have lost a job because of the pandemic, or there has been a takeover or merger, or your company has changed the business, and so your role becomes redundant. For example, there has been a takeover, and the stronger company already has a lot of customer care executives. You are also a customer care executive in your company. But because the stronger company, which is taking over your company, has a lot of customer care executive, might not need you. So they might ask you to leave. So in this case, your role becomes redundant and you might have to leave. So you can mention that, you've had the loss because of COVID or because of the pandemic. And you can also mention that, the company shifted or changed their business. There was a takeover, there was a merger, because of which your role became redundant. And so you had to leave the job. But it is very, very important when you mention that you've lost the job because of this reason, and say you've been unemployed for 6 months or 1 year because the job market was not good, then again you need to acquire some skill. You cannot just stay at home and give this a reason that I was just doing nothing at home. You have to take up some internship, you have to take up some skill development course, or you have to take up some project, or go work with an NGO. Do something in that 6 months, 1 year, or 2 year. You don't just stay idle. You do something and show that experience in your resume. It will really be good. And after that, yes, your previous work experiences along with the summary of the job, company, responsibility, you will have to mention. So this was the last case. And then there are certain things to remember, which I want to highlight. You have to be honest about your gap. Please don't write irrelevant things. Don't try to give unnecessary information and exaggerate. Give the information in brief, and give the proper reason. Give it in points. so that the person can understand and the person can move ahead. It shouldn't be very boring for the person who's reading your resume, or the person should not think that you're faking it. So it is always in your best interest to give the points that are relevant for your gap. And you should mention what you were doing in that gap. You've taken up a skill, you were doing a course, you've taken some kind of internship. It is very important that you utilize the gap properly. See, always stay positive. Even if something negative happens in our life, say you have lost the job because of some reason, or you're a fresher and you're not able to get the job because the job market is not good, or because there is a pandemic, or because of any reason, don't get dejected, don't feel sad, and don't say that this is all, I cannot do anything. Think of that as an opportunity for you to learn a new skill which probably many of them don't have. Everybody has a degree today. Everybody is a college graduate or a postgraduate or an MBA, but what other extra additional skill do they have? So you can go ahead and develop that skill during this period when there is a job loss, or when you're not able to get a job. Think of this as an opportunity to learn and develop that new additional skill which others don't have, and you can put it in your resume, and naturally you will get hired once you have that additional good skill. So now, and after the gap, whatever previous work experiences you have had, you of course have to show that. So a gap doesn't mean your life ends or your resume ends. No, you mention the gap. After the gap, continue mentioning the experiences. Don't stop. And if it is a small gap, say for a month or 2 months, it is okay. You can always explain it to the employer that you were looking for the job at that time, and so you've had this small gap. But any gap beyond 3 months, it is important that you understand that you shouldn't waste more time. You should immediately take up some internship or some project or work for some NGO, so that you can utilize the time properly. Any gap more than 3 months might not show good in your resume, but it doesn't mean you again try to hide or fake it. If it has happened, it has happened. You can always be honest about it, and see that you don't do that mistake again. And suppose you're writing a summary, you don't have to mention the gap in your summary. Also, if you're writing the objective, you don't have to mention it, because you are going to mention the gap in the body of the resume in the work experience section. Also, it is very important when you are sending your resume, you should have a cover letter. And it is very important that you mention the gap in the cover letter, along with the reasons as to what happened, and why there was a gap, and why you couldn't take up a job. But you should also mention, if you've not taken up a job, but you've taken up the internship, you've done that, you've learned that new skill, whatever is required, you have done, you've not wasted your time. You can mention these things in the cover letter. So that is it for now. And I think I've covered all the points. So as I have told you, gap doesn't mean your career ends here, or you cannot mention it in the resume. You can mention these things in the resume if you, and you have to address them properly. So I hope these points have helped you, and I have added value to your resume. Thank you. Any questions you have? You can ask me. Yeah, you can type. Yeah, you can type it in the chat box. Okay, how to spend your time when you are unemployed? Okay, so that is what I said. When you're not employed, it is very important you understand that this time you have to think of it as an opportunity to learn some new skill, develop yourself properly, so that after 6 months, or after 1 year, or after 2 years, when you are able to go out for another job search, you're able to put it properly in the resume, and the company that is recruiting you also appreciates you for the new skill. Yeah, I hope this answer has helped you. How to explain the gap in the resume? Yeah, as I have said, you should either show it as a history, or you can show it as a job. You can show it as a job itself, or you can explain it properly. You have to give a reason as to why you couldn't take up a job, if you were there was some family commitment, or you had to take care of a relative who was unwell. So you have to mention those things properly, point wise, in the resume. Again, not giving a very, very big story. Yeah. Yeah. Any other question? Internships, it depends on your career path. You can, for example, if you have done your MBA, you have done your marketing, probably you can take up a digital marketing course. You can take up an internship on digital marketing. If you're a finance person, you can take up something on shares. These days, share trading has a lot of scope. There is also a lot of scope on crypto. So cryptocurrencies, you can take up courses on them. You can initially take up some free courses, and you can test the waters. And then you can jump into some paid course, which will give you a proper certification, which you can show it to the employer. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I hope my presentation has helped all of you. Thank you.